start?
It's started. I don't know if it's showing up yet or not.
Yep.
It is.
Is
Say
the audio good? Say something.
Yep. You're up.
Yep.
We're good?
You're
All right,
good.
rock on. All right, welcome back. Right, I guess. It says he's on Discord, so I'm sure he'll pop on the stream here in a minute. And
All right.
welcome anybody who may be new. If you've somehow caught any of the other streams or seen our YouTube videos, this is episode 4. Technically episode 5. Episode 0 is unfortunately lost to history of our podcast, Nice and Confusing 3 Drunk Drivers on Twitch, but Side Quest Trio on YouTube. This week we're covering episodes 1 through 6 of Erased, which before we get into, I guess, the episode breakdown or however we choose to, I guess, fill out this one or whatever format we're following. This one was super hard to stop watching after 6 episodes. I know both of you've seen it, but I tried to stay true. I was talking to Izzy before you got on, Jake, and like, I'm pretty sure once we get done with this, I'm probably going to go watch the next 6 episodes. Like,
Okay, so you haven't seen the next. So I was wondering if you actually started the next 6 episodes or not.
I really, really wanted to, dude. This was.
I
can't
watched it
believe,
all the way through again.
Yeah, I can't believe that I've never watched this because I've heard people talk about it for years now, but for some reason, I just never watched it. It's always been on my It's been on my watch list for years, and I just never give it a chance.
It's a very good starting anime, in my opinion. It's like a good hey, here's some anime. It's like a mystery kind of thing, and I feel like a lot of people should watch it. And I'm surprised that you didn't go all the way through. I am.
Dude, I like I said, it was very hard, but I wanted I had to stream it from my phone to my TV, and the website I was using would autoplay at the end of each episode. So I waited. I even waited to finish episode 6 till today after work, and it automatically started episode 7, and I was like, "Ooh, man, should I?" And I was like, "No, I'll do it. I'll watch it later tonight."
Yeah,
But,
I watched it like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, dude, it was god dang it.
Yeah, I think I watched it 2 or 3 years ago. I watched it, and this is the anime that kind of got me back on anime. So like I took a hiatus for a long time, and then I watched this, and I was like, okay, well I'm hooked again. And it's just like I watched it. I finished it all in one day, and then I watched it again with my wife because she wanted to try it.
Yeah, I think I've talked to Bree into watching it even.
And then you're like, let's watch Erased next time, and I'm like, oh, okay, this will be the 3rd time I'm watching it. And again, I did not stick true to the 6 episodes. I couldn't do it.
Dude, this one
I had to watch it again.
Yeah, this one was good, man. It was. If for those who don't want to wait till the end for our general thoughts, watch this one. This one is amazing.
This is a good starter anime, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, we're only covering episodes 1 through 6. So if we do have new viewers, keep the chat spoiler free, dude. Do your boy a favor. I haven't watched it all the way yet, but
I can.
how do y'all want to get into this one? I've got a couple notes. I've tried to after that horrible episode that no audio captured. Thank God of me just talking endlessly. I've kept my notes very small now, so.
I don't know what episode you're talking about.
yeah, the one that doesn't exist.
Is that a dream?
Yeah.
Is Liz joining us?
Baby's awake.
Fair enough. All right.
Next week, I think we'll attempt again.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because that's probably the best time is the last 6 episodes where it gets real. That's a good one.
Yeah. She watched it this week though, and she said she loved it. Forgot how intense and how deep it was.
It's so intense, and yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. Travis, you want to go ahead and start with the first episode, if you have cliff notes.
Yeah, I kind of just did I have a couple notes on the first 2 episodes, but 3 through 6 I just said what the scenes are. So
Okay.
episode 1 is the most notes I have, but so the introduction is the main character's name is Satoru. He's a 29-year-old struggling manga artist who works as a pizza delivery man. He has an ability he calls revival, which forces him to go back in time a few minutes before life-threatening incidents occur, giving him a chance to prevent it. So that's immediately what we're introduced to. Pretty cool concept, I thought. Nothing crazy, nothing like too out of the ordinary. Like, it's definitely, time manipulation stuff's been done, but I liked the thing that it was completely random and he couldn't control it. Like, it wasn't his will that sent him back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So that, like, already it opened up with kind of a mystery. Like, the way I see the show going, I don't think it might, I don't know, but it doesn't, in the first 6 episodes, it doesn't talk about where this ability came from or how he got it. And I kind of like that.
And that's the one thing that I did have a problem with, is that in the first 6 episodes, you don't understand where it came from, what happened, or anything like that.
Reason.
Now, of course, I'm not going to speak upon the last 6 episodes. However, the first 6 episodes, I feel like they should have done something to where it kind of explains more in depth on his ability to do something like this.
I don't know, man. This was different because it's like the first guy who has an ability, and it's just straight up random.
Because it's like it's a world of nobody else knows that he can do this. Normal ass people, and it's just like, within the first couple of episodes, I whenever the first time I watched it, I was wondering why is this, and why him?
So first time it happens, I guess we'll get into this real quick. First time it happens, he's delivering pizza. A kid's about to get hit by a truck. He goes back in 2-3 minutes, and he's like, "Oh man, what's gonna happen? Every time this activates, someone around me, or myself, or someone around me is gonna get hurt." And he looks out and realizes there's a truck driver asleep at the wheel. He, yanks the dude's wheel, and he hurts himself pretty bad in the process. Just
in a high speed chase trying to get this kid.
Yeah, in a pizza like delivery moped. So pretty sweet. Homie's got some moves on that moped, dude.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit. He's in the hospital. His co-worker's there when he wakes up. Her name is Irie. She turns out to be a very important character. Based off the first episode, I was not expecting her to play as big of a role as she does.
Just another.
I genuinely just thought like he's a lonely dude, and she's the only one who is at the hospital to help him because she kind of saw it happen, But anyway, his mom. He goes home when he gets out of the hospital, and his mom's at his house cooking him dinner. Which, by the way, some real fucking DSLs on his mom, dude. I don't know why, but they animated her lips to be so huge.
Dude, so like whenever I first watched the anime, I was like, why the fuck are her lips so damn big? And
every mom's like, even Kaio's mom, when you finally meet her, has big lips too.
Yes, and I still don't get it. The third time I'm watching it, I don't get it.
My thought on it was, his mom is a reporter, right?
Yeah.
So it's like maybe to look good on screen,
a technique.
And then duck lip, I don't know, but then her mom has it because I think she's like I guess an escort. What I get?
Yeah, Kaio's mom.
Mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of revolves around have a boosted.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. Yeah, like
but
something.
It's just odd. Like whenever I first watch it, it's like when we're talking about the first episode, you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Like, why? It looks like she's always just.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is she doing?
Yeah.
Talking about some bees.
Yeah. So they chat, and then the next day they go out to get some groceries, and his ability activates again, and his mom like kind of sees this dude in a hat taking this girl, right? And they don't really like this is. It's kind of weird. Like they see it happen, but they don't really do anything about it. It's odd. But next scene, Satoru's at work, and he comes home and his mom's been stabbed, right, by the dude. Assuming this in the first 6 episodes, I still have no clue who it could be. I have ideas, which we'll get to at the end. I figured,
Cool. Yeah.
But obviously it was most likely the dude they saw in the parking lot. He kills her, and Satoru basically gets framed for it. And then he's running from the cops, and the episode ends with his revival ability activating, taking him all the way back to 1988.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of in between that happened there. Like they chatted a little bit about missing children back in his hometown and some minor thing. Well, I guess not minor. They come to be huge plot points, I guess, but kind of the whole point of the show. But like some other things happen. But that's like a basic cliff notes of it. Like this, like I was reeled in as soon as episode 1 finished, dude. This one was intense. Like
it built up quick. Yeah,
like I'm not
happened.
Like the first 10 minutes, I was like, okay, I can power through an episode of this a day until the podcast, and then it quickly turned into me watching 5 episodes of Monday, and then watching the 6th one on today. This one dragged me in, dude. It was a great opener. Like the first 10 minutes was kind of slow. I was like, where's this going? The pictures, 2 kids. I didn't know there was a grown man in this episode or this series, but it swiftly gets really good.
And the thing is, what I guess, like in the first scene, or I guess whenever he gets his revival, it's like, okay, you see, because his revival is triggered by like a ghost butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
I guess whenever that comes across his vision, he understands that something bad is about to happen. And in the first portion, whenever he saves the kid from the drunk driver, or the driver that I guess got
nodded off. I think.
Yeah, I think he had a heart attack and died. They said or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was a heart attack. So like whenever that goes, you see the butterfly, and he knows. But whenever he comes out of the grocery store, he sees the butterfly, but then he doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, his mom is like, hey.
Like his mom is the one that notices, but she doesn't say anything.
Yeah, like well, no, she says, hey, I think we just saved a girl from getting kidnapped.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because the kid's walking away with a balloon after that van drives off. That's right.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, well, that is a very different perception of what a revival is from the first time. And then the third time that it happens, it's like, oh, now he's back in 1988. It's like, that's a big jump. Very good. I like how it kind of introduces what this power is to him. But just kind of like a very jumpy aroundy kind of, I don't know, description on what his power is.
Yeah. And then I guess we'll move into episode 2. So he wakes up back in 1988. He's 10 years old, and he quickly realizes this. I think he's walking to school when he, kind of becomes conscious of what's going on around him. And this whole episode kind of just focuses on Kaio, who was the first victim of a series of kidnappings that took place this year in 1998 when he was a kid. And basically the whole episode just kind of focuses on who she is and the hints that she's being abused at home. It gets obviously confirmed later, but it not so subtly hints at that and introduces her, and he just talks about his resolve basically of how he's gonna change the future this time, but like hasn't really gotten deep into how he's gonna do it yet. This is just, I think it's just like a foundation episode. It seems like just laying. It was. I mean, it was still a great episode because like you still how the hell is he gonna do this? He's back in time. He's a fucking 10-year-old. How's he gonna stop a kidnapper?
Yeah, no, very very good and educational episode, but like when it comes to compare it to all the other episodes, it was very just, this is the information that you need. Nothing really big happened in the second episode.
Yeah.
It was him first getting back into his childhood self.
Yeah,
being like,
catching up with his
is this
friends.
real life?
Yeah,
like
he thinks he's dreaming.
He sat in the wrong desk. Yeah, he's like, where's my seat again? Like, you remember those things, but certain details being so long ago, kind of just like.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he has all his memories and he's sent back, but it's like, dude, if you were sent back today to say, I don't know, what are you in 10th grade, like 4th or 5th grade? Dude, I don't even think I could tell you.
Or middle schoolers, yeah.
Yeah, I sure as shit definitely wouldn't be able to tell you where my desk was if we had assigned seatings, and I'd have a hard time telling you who my teacher was, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think about that power throughout like shows like this and kind of put it into perspective of my life, and it's like, there's certain lapses that you just forget things, and then truly, if you got thrown into that situation, you'd be like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, yeah, I was here. I remember this."
Yeah, because I think during this episode, he's like questioning. He's like, I don't remember if it's this episode or next one, but like he just could not remember the exact date that she gets kidnapped, right? That she disappears. Yeah. Like that's one of the details. Yeah. Like he knows it happened, but that's one of those small details where after what I don't remember 2006 to 1988. What's that, like 18 years or something? After being sent after 18 years, like
yeah.
Like I don't. There's no event from our past I could compare this to. But like, if you ask me what date something happened 18 years ago, dude, I probably wouldn't even be able to get the month right.
Fuck no. And I tried again to put myself in his shoes. Of course, I did this all throughout the fucking series. Yeah. I was like, what was I doing whenever I was 10?
See, that's...
Dude, I could not fucking tell you.
I think that's why... I think that's why this series is talked about so much, because this is one of those few ones where you can just straight up put yourself in the MC's shoes of being like, man, if I was sent back in time... I mean, obviously, I can't put him in my shoes the exact way because I don't know anybody who's been kidnapped or killed, or at least from our childhood. But like just thinking about like the stuff I was sent back into when I was 10, what would I do differently, or how would I change something that maybe I regretted or something like that? Like it's a relatable topic that people think about all the fucking time, you know?
Yeah, it's a thinker.
And then let alone going back into it with an adult mindset and being like, oh, you're just do it, you know, like going in with like refreshed eyes and seeing a situation and being like, maybe I should do this, because that's when he started befriending her and being like,
yeah,
that can be something I can do, because she was
because like whenever you first go back into it, like whenever you think about something that's happened in your life, it's like you think about one point and then you start thinking about all these other events that happened around that point in your life, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going back with the mind that I have now as a 28-year-old, almost 29-year-old. I could see where I could do this differently. And I thought about that through every episode, and I really appreciated the fact that it's something that I could relate to. Not necessarily saying that I have a revival power, but I could understand, like, you know, what he was thinking at the time.
Yeah, right. I mean, nothing too crazy in this episode. It's still a great episode. Just builds on the mystery of, you know, how's he going to change it? It introduces, like, his friends, introduces the teacher. I think this one introduces Junpei, but I can't remember. That may be the next one. Like I said, I didn't take super detailed notes this time. But Junpei, if this was the one that introduced him, he was an older guy. My guess is, like, I think something like he was like a slow fella, maybe. They didn't specifically say what was wrong with him, but my assumption is he was, what's up?
That's third episode.
Oh,
that's
is it third? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and talk about him because he's a main. Like, my notes get increasingly smaller. So Junpei is like a pivotal character. He basically, in the first episode, they kind of introduced him, but he's in jail. He was what I assume at this point, being falsely accused of Kaio's death and kidnapping, right?
But yeah, he's on death row.
Yeah, he was described as a guy who, my guess is like he's autistic. They never come out and say it, but I assume he's like some kind of autistic dude who's like,
real bad.
Yeah, relates more to children. He's an adult and he helps his dad at a restaurant they own. But like he seemed like a genuinely just like good fella. Like, the dude just liked throwing paper airplanes basically around, and he hung out by the river where the kids would play. Like the way they've set him up so far, he wasn't like a pervert or anything like that. He obviously gets framed of being something like that, but
besides there's a couple Gooner books. I mean,
but dude, he's
the worst thing that you have. I mean, he's what, like 16, 17, whatever he is.
No, dude, I think he's like out of high. I think he's like out of school because he works at his parent. Yeah,
so 20 something, whatever he is. It's like, who's not going to have those? But they make that like a really big scene in that where it's like,
do you notice anything in his room that made you uncomfortable?
He's like, ooh.
Yeah, 22-year-old autistic dude having some Playboys or the Japanese version of, dude, in 1988.
Good Lord, look at my search history right now. I swear to God, the 3 books.
But yeah, so Junpei's a super important character. We're kind of skipping ahead, but I guess to go on to episode 3, Satoru starts inviting Kaio to things like the big one in this episode is near the end when he takes her up to the mountain and he says, "Let's go see a real Christmas tree," and she's like, "You idiot! It's February." And like that's the ending scene, but it's just more like his friends convince, like all of his buddies think that he has a crush on Kaio now, but he's just trying to save her. Because this is the only, this seems to be a running theme where we have talked about guys who have been sent back in time with their memories, and this is the only one where the guy's like, all right, well maybe I won't date a fucking 10-year-old, you know?
Yeah, I like how they did it where his voice is the narrator,
Yeah,
and sometitive that narrator voice slips.
yeah.
I said that out loud.
Yeah.
It's like,
So
yeah,
Yeah.
because
like there's some
he-
cutesy moments where it looks like they're flirting, but like in his head he's like, I don't care what these people think. I'm just doing this to save her. They can think I like her. That's a good ruse, I guess. Like,
very
but-
good, yeah.
like he's inviting her to stuff. This is where the episode where it is confirmed that her mom, or yeah, Kaio's mom is just straight up beating her fucking ass, right? Because he goes over
Yeah.
to her house and she's locked in a shed. And it's like,
believe
it's snowing outside. It's February. She's locked in a shed. She like, it looked like she had on like a I
a
guess a
nightgown?
tank top
A
and some
nightgown,
shorts.
yeah.
Yeah, or a nightgown or something. Yeah. So she's like out there like barely clothed. It's snowing, bruises all over her body. And her bitch mom comes out and is like, Kaio, why are you in the shed? I told you to quit playing in the shed. And
It's like,
just
yeah, that's a fucking
She's-
rude.
yeah, it's like,
laid
oh,
out
yeah, that
on the
makes sense. That
floor.
must have been what she was doing.
Yeah.
And I understand
Uh,
his reaction to seeing her like that, and then her mom come out. He's like, fist clenched, like ready to just
Yeah, dude, he's
swing
ready
at
to
her. Honestly.
go at
Eat
her.
ass.
Yeah, just like stop playing around it. You know what you're doing.
And I feel like there's like one thing that is it's always it happens in every episode to where you're an idiot.
Yeah,
That's like a line that Kaio uses all the time. Doesn't matter what they're doing. You're an idiot, and that line I feel like comes to play pretty quickly, especially in the end. But you're an idiot is something that she always says to him, basically whenever he's doing something dumb, of course, or just being his self. You're an idiot.
It's
Solid
almost like
line.
her way of showing her appreciation softly.
Yeah, like it's like,
oh.
yeah, it's
You're
it's
right. Like you got it right.
hey, yeah, you're an
yeah.
idiot.
And
You're a
something
dumbass.
else in this episode happens. So the killer has only been shown once so far to episode 3, right? And it was when he was walking out of Satoru's apartment. He had a hat on and he has red eyes, right? Every time the killer shows up, he has these bloodshot red eyes, or not bloodshot, but like red irises.
Yeah.
And in this episode, Satoru's friend, the smart one, I can't remember his name, the blonde dude,
Kenya.
Kenya, yes. He's talking to the teacher, and during that scene, he has those red eyes.
Who? Kenya?
That-
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like nighttime too, which is
Yeah.
weird for me. I was like, why
My
is he
assumption was, like, based off everything I've seen now, Kenya's only in like, he's gotten very little screen time. He's a smart dude. I don't think he's done it. We can get into who we think done it, or who I think, since y'all obviously know. But like, I just, that's just something I noticed. Like, Kenya has those red eyes in that one scene, and the one shot of the killer you've seen so far, he had those exact same red eyes.
I think the mom had him on her too when she opened
Yes.
the shed door.
So the thing that I
Oh, did
liked
she?
about this series
Pretty sure.
is whenever there's a character that has bad intent,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what it is, when they have bad intent, they get red eyes,
Hmm.
and it kind of throws you off. Not saying that Kenya didn't do it or Kenya did do it, but it like makes you realize, okay, well, this person has bad intent in this portion of the episode or this scene, and they give them red eyes, and that is I feel like that's a great, I guess, aspect of this is you can
It's a good tell.
you
Yeah.
can tell whenever
it
a
up.
character is having bad intent in a certain scene. trying to set something up or something along those lines.
Yeah, I assume that gets answered the more I get into it. Why there's because so far that's the only two people I've really seen. Now I'd have to go back and look. You said his mom may have had it at one point, but
Yeah, there was another person in
yeah,
episode
the
5 or
reporter
6.
ends up having it at some point too.
Then there's a
Yeah,
second
the
person.
reporter
Yeah.
has it. I'm pretty sure his mom did have red eyes at some point in one scene.
The boyfriend did too.
The
Yeah.
boyfriend did too. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I
That's
guess,
episode 5.
and Kaio's mom has it several times, so it's
Yeah, Kaio's mom.
it's
but yeah,
definitely
it's
not a
showing
tale
back.
of who the killer is, but it's like everyone who you could see being the killer, except really Kenya. That's why this one stuck out to me, because I don't really know Kenya so far yet. I know he's observant, I know he's smart, and I know he's Satoru's friend, but that's all I've seen of him up to episode 6. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one just stuck out to me. And I believe this episode is also the episode where Satoru talks to his teacher about Kaio's mom beating her and how, like, it's been reported to CPS, but Kaio's mom's, like, some expert at avoiding them.
Yeah,
and,
she's like dodging
nothing's happened. Yeah, I think she's dodged, like, 3 or 4 visits so far. Nothing can happen with CPS to further escalate the, I guess the next steps without the first home visit, and it's
Correct,
like
yeah.
it's like obvious to everybody, and then in episode 4, it becomes obvious to Satoru's mom as well. But I mean, again, kind of nothing really happens, obviously, because bad things happen in episode 4, unfortunately. So it's all right. We'll go ahead and start because episode 4 is probably the best episode so far. Oh, go ahead.
Couple key points that I feel like we jumped. Whenever he reunites with his mom, it was just such a heartfelt moment.
Oh, dude,
And how
that
like
one
the
was
little
good.
moments just like get by you, and how he's like, yeah, I never noticed these were such special times.
Yeah, hey,
And
if you
just
want to
crying
take the
the whole
train
time.
to, if you want to take the train to Nairu or whatever, you don't have to get on the connecting train or whatnot. And she's like, what are you talking about? It's like, just, you'll understand. Or, you know, he just kind of leaves. And that's like a point to where, yeah, she got murdered in the first episode, technically. But it kind of, he's like, hey, I'd love to see you alive again. You don't have to take that train if you don't want to. So that was a really good scene where he sees his mom again. She's cooking him dinner. He's like, hey, you know, basically, I missed you without saying, or not without the ability to say, I missed you.
Yeah.
Yep, just soaked it all in as much as he could.
Yeah, soaked it all in as he could.
Yeah,
It was a good episode.
One other thing that's been mentioned so far but hasn't been seen yet is the kid's hideout. I don't know if this holds any weight in the later series, but they say they made a rule because one day Satoru's like, hey, let's go to the hideout, guys. And they're like, oh, we all agreed that we won't go if it's snowing because then people could follow our foot tracks. It's something else that kind of stood out to me, but has so far nothing has become of that, at least up to episode 6. It may or may not.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, but just something that stood out to me.
Yeah, it was another interaction that he had in the beginning of his revival. He's like, "Oh yeah, we said we were gonna do that. Yeah. Well, sorry." And that's when I think his friends started to catch on a little bit. It's like, "Hey, you all right?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then
especially
the
that
other
Kenya
part,
guy.
yeah, he's I think like the sharp eye of
Oh,
everything.
Yeah,
100%.
he's a little freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's got super autism.
Yeah, dude, he asphyxiates on one thing and one thing only.
He asphyxiates.
like,
nice.
what is it?
Dude, asphyxiating,
what?
huh?
Yeah, dude, asphyxiation.
Like Light in Death Note.
Yeah.
yeah.
There. But the other one was when he invites her to his birthday.
Yes, that's a good one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Did that happen in the third episode? Yeah.
Sure. I think so, yeah. And then
Or he starts planning for it.
yeah, I think this one they also in the third they also find out that they have the same birthday. Or Satoru finds out. She never tells him.
Yeah, he goes to the teacher. He finds out, hey, you know, I've invited. Or Satoru's like, hey, I've invited Kaio to my birthday. Blah blah blah. And the teacher's like, yeah, you know, she's probably being standoffish because, well, y'all have the same birthday.
Yeah.
And so She's like, okay, well, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, and
We're good.
we're good. All right, episode 4 has so far been by far my favorite. So Kaio and Satoru, they go to the science museum. Like that's how, or well, it opens with Satoru inviting her to the science museum, and then him walking her home after school and asking her, Kaio's mom, and she's like adamant that Kaio can't go, and like she's about to hit Kaio, and Satoru's mom just all of a sudden shows up, grabs her hand, and is like, "Oh, I don't think you should talk to your daughter like that." And she's like, "I'm a single mom too. I know things can be hard." And so, and it turns out that the reason she was saying no is because her Kaio's mom beats her ass on Saturdays, and Satoru wanted to take her to the science museum on a Saturday, and that's also the day that the birthday party is, or not the same day. I think it's like the next day in the show, but anyway. So anyway, they end up going to the science museum, and while they're there, I mean, nothing important. Well, there's one important scene, but nothing too crazy happens while they're at the science museum. They're just walking around doing cool stuff, but all of a sudden he's getting like deja vu, and he's realizing that he's seen these scenes before, but when he first did it in his original 1988 timeline, Kaio just also happened to be at the museum, but not with him. So then he's like thinking, he's like, am I actually doing anything to change the future? Is what I'm doing right now matter? Just kind of starting to question himself. But then his friends show up at the, like when they're, I guess, maybe about to leave, all his friends show up and they're like, hey, you guys mind if we crash the party? And then he just finds his resolve again. Where he's like, well, this definitely didn't happen 18 years ago. So I have so far changed the future. At least a little bit, and it's just he like starts to question his determination, but quickly finds it again. Basically, is what that scene was. And then the next is like they're at school, and they're all about to leave, talking about going to his party, but the teacher comes by and is like, "Hey, I need y'all to carry these boxes," and it was just basically the teacher. All of Satoru's friends asked the teacher to come up with an excuse to delay him so they could go set up the party for him and Kaio. And then him and Kaio go, after they get done moving the box, they go buy a bunch of sandwich stuff for whatever reason. And then go and get somewhat surprised because everybody set up the party for him and Kaio. He assumed it would just be set up for him, right?
Yep.
And so like they both have a cake. They have montage of them making sandwiches. They're like a voiceover from Satoru's like, "Oh, this day was amazing. Birthday went great." And then it gets to the part where they're handing out gifts, and the only really thing they focused on what they got was that Satoru got Kaio some gloves.
Each other.
Yeah, because he saw that Kaio's gloves, her mom had burned them. And they were in her backyard, right? That happened in episode 3, whenever he finds her in the shed or something like that.
Yeah, so he steps on them.
Yeah. So she cries. She's like, "Oh, thank y'all so much. I love it." And then she's sad because she wasn't able to finish Satoru's present. She promised to give it to him tomorrow, which there was another scene we skipped over. She was hesitant to hang out with Satoru one day after school because she was knitting him gloves.
It was the day of where they went to the museum or whatnot, and she's like, "I gotta go home."
Oh, okay.
And that's when you figure out that hey,
she was trying to finish his present.
She went home because she was trying to finish his present.
Yeah, and those knitted gloves become super important because the next day Kaio's not at school, so Satoru's obviously freaking out, thinking like the worst is. He thought like, as long as I can get Kaio to my birthday, then we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Because that was originally, his birthday was the night she originally got kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
And he originally...
She never turned 11.
Yeah, so the next day after school, he like runs to Kaio's house, like beating on the windows and stuff, and she's not answering, and then he comes back, and then it's like, he says the next several days Kaio still hadn't showed up to school, and he's walking to Kaio's house one day, and Kaio's mom is throwing something on the curb to be picked up by the trash man, and he sees inside the bag the knitted gloves. Or it was either the knitted gloves or the gloves he had gifted her. I can't remember which one.
It was the gloves he gifted her.
She made.
Was it the knitted ones? Well, you both said something
It
different.
was it was both of them. Or no, it was I
The
thought it
ones
was
she had made.
the ones she had made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he screams and starts running back, and then the episode ends, which with his fucking revival ability reactivating, and he's back in 2006, like behind his apartment building, hiding from the cops.
On the run.
Mm.
Like, dude,
Yep.
this
On the run.
episode shocked me in multiple ways because, like, one, I thought maybe they were setting this up, like going into this episode initially. Here, my thoughts were at the beginning, they talked about several kids being kidnapped. So I thought, like, maybe the first time he goes back is just Kaio, right? And then the second time he'll go back and save someone else because one of his other friends got kidnapped as well. Come to find
Yeah,
out.
What about other kids in other
it's
neighborhoods and
yeah, because
schools?
it's Kaio, Hiomi, which is one of his friends.
The one that looks like a
and
girl.
yeah, and then Aya.
I think
Which
Io
is
was the one from a neighboring town or something.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's like you understand he
Yeah,
shows all
you
three
get
of
all
them.
those names in the first episode, but
Yeah, and those are the three that have been kidnapped and killed. Is
so like
Romy, Kaio, and Aya.
yeah, the way I thought they were setting up the show because I felt like things were moving quick because I thought Kyle was saved the night of her birthday, right? Like that's what I
He
thought was
stays up all
happening.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought they were setting up things to be like, okay, he's gonna save Kyle first, and then the next one, then the next one. But like it genuinely shocked me when his revival activates and he's back in 2006. Like I didn't know what they were setting up after it was shown that Kaio wasn't okay, or she at least is presumably dead because she's not at school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tell them, and they're watching it on the news. Well, during the day because
Yeah,
they want
Yeah,
kids
because
to
they had
see
switched
it.
the channels or
yeah, all
let people
that.
know, hey,
Yeah,
you kids should not be watching this channel because we're going to be airing.
So it's all
Um,
developing in front of him, and he's like, I can't imagine how that must feel. Like
yeah,
all
because
the
like
efforts he put in, and it
literally,
just
literally the
moved a
episode
day
before,
over.
he's like, hey, have I actually changed the future or not?
yeah, but like,
And then he feels like, oh yeah, I changed the future. And then the next episode, he's like, oh shit, Kaio didn't come to school on Monday. Did I actually change the future? And then he
yeah.
goes right back to fucking 06.
See, that's what I was expecting. 12 or well, I guess 11 straight episodes of him being
Of
in
him
1998
being,
or
yeah,
1988. I was
Yeah.
never expecting them to go back to 2006 until he had solved all of this. Like that's how I thought they were setting it up, and I was genuinely shocked that they were going back to 2006, and
Yeah.
I love that direction because I think it has made it a million times more suspenseful for me, and the
For sure.
mystery is still extremely fresh. Like I'm still just as like bought in
Lost.
as I was after episode 1. Like
Well, it's still happening. Yeah, back when
Yeah.
he loops back, it's just another murder tied into this whole case now. So it's like, what is happening now?
Yeah, and the thing is, I knew that Irie was going to play a bigger role in the anime than what she did on the first episode.
dude,
Like,
I was
knew there
expecting her
gonna
to be
more
an
to that.
absolute nothing burger.
I didn't. I just knew that, like, how, whenever his mom came to visit,
Dude, I thought that
and
was
they
just
were
like a
eating
cutesy
together,
scene
I'm
they were
like,
setting up.
there's no way that Irie is, like, gone forever. Like, we're going to see this girl again.
Well, I didn't think
And
she'd be
that's
gone
whenever-
forever, but I didn't think she.
But that's whenever, like, the, fourth episode, fifth episode, whatever it
Well,
is.
fifth episode
whenever-
is the next one where we get into him
Okay,
being
so
back in
like whenever he
2006.
goes back to 06, of course, since he's in 06, he's gonna see her again, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that's-
Yeah. I mean, I assumed after episode 4, I was like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. How's he gonna get back to 1988 and try again? Like, I thought that's what they were setting up. And as you all know, at the end of episode 6, he is still in 2006. So like, I genuinely have no idea where it's going. But like episode 4, man, dude, it was a fucking like I thought because the birthday scene was amazing. Like Kaio and Satoru have been like holding hands going to school. Like, like they're setting them up to be like, okay, Kaio's saved, and I assume in the future,
They're together.
Yeah, that's where
We'll go
that's
to
where I
the
thought it
next
was going.
person.
Like when he goes back to 2006, they're gonna be together, right?
A new life for him, probably an aspiring mom.
Yeah, I figured
artist,
like if he saves
got a
her, he's an
couple
amazing
kids on the
mom.
way.
Like I thought episode 12 was going to be fucking Kaio saved. They're like either married or dating in the future, and he's a successful manga artist. Like he's not delivering pizzas anymore.
Yeah, so episode 4, I guess, like whenever she doesn't come on Monday, there are, I think it goes by 5 days.
Yeah, and then that's when he sees
5
the
to 7
gloves.
days to whenever he understands that, okay, by the 4th day, he's like, I did not change the future. Kaio is dead. You know, he's thinking the worst. He sees the gloves in the trash, but it's been several days from when Kaio didn't show up to school to whenever he sees the gloves in the trash and he goes home screaming. He understands at that point that he did not do anything.
Well, he did. So well, I guess in episode 6 he finds out he kind of did something, but we'll get there when we get there.
But we'll get to that. But like in episode 4, he
thinks like nothing. Nothing.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Well, he has like
just changed
the deja vu to where they're at the science center and he's like, I've seen this before. Where
he changed like small things like that.
Yeah, but it leads to a lot.
The grand thing.
Yeah, it led to a lot. It basically led to Kaio getting an extra day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think when we get to episode 6, I have. Oh well, we'll wait. We still got episode 5 before then, but
I do have, like, what is it? Just the frustrating parts of that couple episodes I had. It was mostly with her mom.
Yeah. Dude,
where where she was beating on her, and she's like, "You don't want to have bruises on Monday," and then she's like dunking her on her water.
Yeah, dude, that one's rough,
you want the swelling to go down?
The boyfriend's there. He's like, "Hey, don't waste all the ice on my drinks."
Don't waste all the ice.
Yeah, terrible, dude. So bad.
They set up Kaio's mom and her boyfriend to be like, and they are just scum of the earth. But like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, there's been some heavy topics like that in anime before, but like this one takes it to the next level. It's like, it's not just hitting. It's like she's doing all but killing her. And then
grinning whenever she picked up the trash.
Yeah, dude.
Straight up grinning. It was very hard to watch.
Yeah, dude. It was.
Like, and then when they have her on the ground right there, they're like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?"
Yeah, dude. This was
terrible.
That scene was about as heavy as that scene in Dandadan when fucking the pink-haired girl gets the fucking silky powers.
The silky, yeah.
Like just a dude.
And I would honestly say
beats
heavier.
On his wife. Oh, definitely heavier.
I would say heavier. Just because it's real, it's almost realistic. Like it's something that could be happening right now.
Well, I mean, don't get us wrong. So was the one in Dandadan. That one was also super real.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's the silky, like supernatural.
Well, I think why this one feels more heavy is because the one in Dandadan, the dude was beating on his wife, and this one, it's happening to a fucking child. Like that's always way more heavy of a topic. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to justify either one by any means, but like, I mean, even in prison, like if you do something to a child, people fucking hate you. And it's like that's like one. That's the one crime, even amongst criminals, where like we won't put up with that shit.
Yeah, I gotta go do something real quick. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right.
Okay.
Me and Izzy will hang out.
All right.
So
Nice.
up to episode 4, what was your like the first? If you could think back to when you first watched the series, what was your overall thoughts at this point?
Definitely a thriller.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was expecting it to be like one quick, easy, like time travel, like you were saying, just hop in and out. Like, did I do something?
Yeah.
Did I change something? And then it just building up and getting more characters and seeing how they could play into the murder and being like, could it be this person? But then he talks to him like you were talking about his friend that had that stutter, and it's like, no, that couldn't be him. He just seems like a casual dude.
Yeah. Like up to this point, I was obviously still convinced there's no way it's Junpei. But like I was starting to think like, I mean, really, it's like up to this point, besides her mom and boyfriend, it's like who could have done it, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like I know you know who it is, so I'm sure your psh was more like a you'll be shocked, but. Like for me, it's like I genuinely have, even after episode 6, I still kind of really have no clue who it could be. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's even close. But yeah, y'all ready to go to episode 5?
Yep.
All right. So episode 5 opens up with just a recap of it. It's the same scene of Kyle's mom throwing out the gloves, him going back to 2006. He's still on the run. He ends up in his boss's apartment at some point, and his boss, he basically had like worked with the cops to get him there, kind of, but for some reason, like, it's kind of unrealistic. Obviously, I mean, one, it's anime, so that's to be expected. But like, he had worked with the cops, but the cops like let him hang out with his buddy for like a couple minutes.
All pretty much.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
like all night basically.
And as soon as he leaves, like Satoru's like, so all of a sudden gets smart and is like checks out the blinds. Like, oh, cops are here, time to dip. And as he's walking, or he walks out of the apartment, kind of jumps over like a dividing wall or a fence or something, and all of a sudden there's Irie on a pizza bike, fucking just scoops his ass up and is like, "Hey, let's get out of here." So this is where I realized, she is actually going to be a huge part of the story, not just, hey, I'm the weird, the awkward potential love interest at the pizza place. But I thought, like I said, I mean, I genuinely thought that this story was not going to go the way it did. So I seriously thought she was going to be nothing.
Yeah, she comes in clutch first couple seconds.
Oh, dude, she comes in major.
Don't you know you're supposed to turn off your phone?
Clutch.
Yeah,
I mean, major clutch.
They track you on this.
Yeah,
major episode.
She takes.
I enjoyed the callback on the pizza scooter.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude! Yeah. The pizza scooter in this universe is probably the most versatile vehicle in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. This is fucking like. I mean, this shit's fantastic. It comes up in fucking every major scene. There's a fucking pizza scooter there.
But so they take Irie and Satoru go back to her house, which is her aunt and uncle's, I believe. She's living with her aunt and uncle. Yep. And he sleeps on the floor. She leaves him a note that says, "Hey, I figured it'd be weird if I didn't go in for my shift. Stay put, kind of thing. Don't draw attention to yourself, yada yada, that kind of stuff." And but so obviously he does the exact opposite and goes to the library, and starts reading old newspaper where it talks about a missing girl from 3 years ago in his area. So like not one back in 1988, but one. It's basically saying, hey, this shit's still happening. Like the dude who did it back then is still doing it today. Then cut to the outside of the library, and the boss. I didn't catch his name, but the pizza boss, the dude he was at his apartment at the beginning of the episode, is out there, and he's basically trying to get a hold of the cops, but Irie just fucking shows up and beats his ass, dude. She's like, and then a quote, there's a quote from her that I wrote down because it was interesting, because at the time I thought she was maybe a little suspicious. She said, after she beats his ass, she said, "I don't want to get my family involved in this," which I thought was interesting. It made me think like, oh, maybe she's connected to this somehow, which obviously, I don't think that's the case, especially after episode 6. But at this point I was like, it's weird how determined she is to help him after what he's accused of, because no matter how well you think
nonchalantly, she just comes up and just lends him a hand.
Yeah, and
she's like, "Oh yeah, you're on the run for killing your mom, but hey, how about my pizza scooter?
Yeah, and it's not
I'll
like
get out of here, and you can stay in my room."
Yeah, and it's not like they know each other super well. Like they were the way it was set up is like they didn't really have a relationship besides of working. They work together, they're acquainted, and then in the first episode, she comes over and has dinner with him and his mom. Like, that's how they set up their relationship. Like, no more than acquaintances at best, right?
Yeah.
So, I'd be questioning more as her.
Oh, yeah.
If I were to be in that situation, be like, all right, so what's really happening?
Yeah, that's why I thought.
All right, here you go. I'll see you.
That's why I thought, like, man, she's doing something. Like, she's trying to make sure this dude doesn't get into police custody. The way I thought it when she said, I don't want my family to get involved, I was like, oh man, maybe she's related to the killer and she just wants to have Satoru so she can make sure he's a non-factor. Just fucking get rid of him instead of letting him go to police custody. Because who knows what his mom told him? Because
Yep.
You know, it seemed the way it seemed right before his mom got killed. She's like, I figured out who it was.
Yep.
She made a phone call and was like, hey, I figured out who it was. Meet me here tomorrow. So they were like, oh, who knows? My thought was like, oh, man, they probably think Satoru knows exactly who it was then. But anyway, after this, it's kind of wrapping up the episode. They're sitting outside on a park bench, and Irie tells Satoru a story about how her father and her mother got divorced. Long story short, like, he got accused of stealing a candy bar, and it was a weird fucking reason for someone to get divorced. He didn't, but his mom thought he did. It was a convoluted story. I assume there's maybe more to it later on, but I don't know.
What a flashback.
Yes, Irie
I got
tells.
some notes on this.
Yeah, hold on, let me finish up real quick.
Yeah,
Irie tells Satoru to wait. She's gonna go get him a change of clothes, and as she's packing the bag, she gets a text from Satoru's mother's cell phone that says, "Hey, stay right where you are." And then the way the episode ends is her house just catches on fire, like I guess a gust of hot air blows through her room and breaks the windows, and it ends with her passed out on the floor and her house ablaze.
My first thought on that: why not jump out the window?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Why did you open the door when you saw smoke coming out from under your door? And two, when the windows broke, why didn't you just hobble out the windows instead of going into the hallway, inhaling smoke and passing out? But I mean, it's got to be dramatic. So that wouldn't have been a good scene if she just jumped out the window, right?
Common sense. Yeah, jumped out the window on that one for sure.
Yeah, so I think in this episode at the end, that's whenever Takahashi, which is the boss, the pizza boss.
He's not here yet.
He's not? Okay.
No. This one ends with the house fire and her pass out. Episode 6 opens with that.
What kills me is, number one, what bitch is like, hey, hey, you stole a candy bar.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb.
It's crossed the line.
So number one, why would you accuse your husband of stealing a candy bar? Mm-hmm. Number two, why would he leave his wife and child? Oh, you don't believe me for stealing a candy bar. It's like, dude, that kills me. It's like, I understand. I don't understand.
I mean, it's a bigger thing. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I know, but I mean, from what culturally, like, stealing in Japan is like equal to it's like super shameful. It's like,
yeah, it's a big disrespect. But whenever, like, you're thinking about it, and whenever you watch the scenes, he's like, yeah, she's like, yeah, nobody believed my father that he didn't steal the candy bar. Yeah. And then he left because his wife didn't believe him that he didn't steal the candy bar.
You think it meant like they kind of slid candy bar in there to mean something else?
I don't know what it was.
Well, you probably do, but I don't know what it is.
I have notes on this part because I was like, there's
candy,
no way.
What candy bar could have been?
Bitch whore was like, you know what? You stole a candy bar.
The way I looked at it, right, is like, all right, you're with your kid in a candy shop, okay? You get accused of stealing a candy bar. My initial reaction would be like, okay, how about I just buy the candy bar you think I stole?
Yeah.
Yeah, just buy it. It's probably a couple yen, whatever the fuck that is. Just buy the sumbitch, and it's all okay. But Lord forbid.
Yeah, my guess is this is setting up something much deeper. But like I just thought it was weird. It's like you can't, like, anybody being told that story knows it's bullshit, right? Like, no one thinks that's true.
So dumb. It's so dumb.
It's like just as bad as like your dad went to go get the milk. You know, is something you say?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, my dad stole a candy bar as the new. He went to go get milk for me. Well, my parents are still happily married, but if in case that ever happens, it's because he stole a candy bar.
He stole a candy bar.
But fuck. Yeah, it was stupid. But yeah, so that's episode 5. Obviously, ends on a huge cliffhanger of, is Irie about to die? Is she going to be the next victim of this, like, fucking serial killer / kidnapper that's been running loose for 18 years.
Oh, yeah.
Any more thoughts on 5? Anything we skimmed over? Anything else y'all want to touch on?
No, I think that besides the candy bar aspect, that really fucking got me. Besides the candy bar aspect, I think that, yeah, I mean, you've hit every head. There's not really a whole lot. I mean, of course, he comes back, blah, blah, blah. There's not really anything other small things to talk about in this episode.
Okay,
I like
all
how it
right.
does pick back up, and it's not just like, all right, well, he's back. No, he's like just hiding out. It's like,
Yeah,
oh no, the killer's still
dude,
after us.
I kind of like that he went, because like I said, I was expecting 12 straight up or 11 straight episodes of 1988. I like that they brought it back a lot. Like when it first happened, I was like, oh shit, something. I was like, this kind of, I don't really give a fuck about what happens in this timeline, because isn't his goal to not make any of this happen? So hurry up and send him back. But then I was
Yeah.
not expecting it to be this suspenseful. Like the
Yeah.
way they structure this storyline is still amazing, even in 2006, which like isn't the main focus of the overall objective, I think, but it's still great.
I
For
agree.
sure.
Yeah, I like the fact that they brought it in almost like it's the middle of the I guess the series, right?
Yeah,
We're about at the middle of the series, and you think that it's going to go to a certain extent to where, oh, he's about to save Kaio, and then he'll go on to Hiromi and Aya, and then boom, 12 episodes, there you go. Nope, just kidding. You're back in '06. It's a great placement too, in my opinion, on the episode count.
oh
I feel
yeah,
like this is the
100%.
perfect time to do it. They did it, and it's super suspenseful. And then we come up to what, episode 6?
Yep. And this one opens up with the house fire. Satoru runs up, he sees the house on fire, and he just barges in. Steals a handkerchief from a lady to cover his mouth. He runs up the stairs, finds Irie, is passed out on the floor, and he picks her up and starts walking her downstairs, and she slips her phone into his pocket. And then the manager, pizza guy,
Takahashi.
Takahashi shows up and helps carry Irie out of the fire. And as they get downstairs, like almost out, Takahashi's like, "Hey man, you go out the back. I'm gonna be the hero, but don't get Irie involved in this shit. Like, don't get her mixed up in this. She's a good person." Yada yada yada. And he says something. He's like, I don't remember what he says. He's like, yeah, I don't want to get her involved, but I don't remember what he says to him, but he's like, yeah, I agree, basically. And he runs out the back, and the next scene is him calling his mother's colleague, which finally we get to see what was written on that fucking note from his mom that his mom had right before she died, and it ends up being this colleague's number. And he calls him. They set up a meeting for a restaurant the next day. They meet at that restaurant. They discuss a little bit, but then they end up going back to his office. And before they get too deep into the conversation they have at the office, it cuts to Irie. She's in the hospital. She has guards stationed outside her room. She's fine. She, obviously some smoke inhalation and stuff like that. But physically, no burns, nothing crazy. But she's being guarded. She's been questioned. They've asked if, they think she may be connected, so she's not free to, go anywhere without the guard. But cut back to Satoru and the mother's old colleague, another name I didn't write down.
Yep.
They're discussing what happened 18 years ago and the phone call that his mother made right before she was stabbed. And he goes, I should have asked her who it was. I don't know why. Was determined to wait till the next day. I've got a article on my computer about Kaio. You should check it out. And he leaves to go talk to Irie because they think Irie may have saw who the killer was, because the killer had to know when Satoru was on shift so he could go to the apartment and stab his mom. while he was working at the pizza place. So Satoru starts reading that article, and he realized that he bought Kaio a day. Basically, it happened a day later than it did originally. And then you see some names, and one that stood out, really they only list Junpei, some name he didn't recognize, and Junpei's dad. And then they talk about how Kaio died, and it turns out her mom beat her ass after the night of the birthday and left her out in the shed. They left her out in the shed for too long, and she had froze, and I think she was dead, but I'm not 100% sure, but she was definitely passed out unconscious because of how cold she was. And they brought her in for a minute, tried to warm her up. She never woke up, and then put her back in the shed. And they say that Junpei came to the shed, took her out of it, sprayed her body with water, put her in the freezer at his work, and took pictures of her body. And then that's why they said that he was a pedophile, and why he was, a freak and a murderer, was only because his boot print matched a pair of boots he owned outside that shed. And then then they talk about how it could have actually been Junpei's dad, and Junpei not being the brightest guy, he didn't work with law enforcement because he didn't want to say anything that would indicate it actually was his dad. But anyway, the colleague goes to the hospital, and Irie's mom has taken her place, so Irie could sneak out of the hospital without being noticed. Irie calls Satoru. They meet. Irie calls Satoru on her old phone. She's like, "Oh, yay, thank God you left it on." They meet up, and then Satoru gets arrested. And as Satoru gets arrested, he says some words of encouragement to Irie so she doesn't feel all depressed or make him, he knows that she didn't set him up. Like, she was followed by the cops, right? And then as he's walking to the cop car, this episode ends with the killer, his red eyes, in a hat, under an umbrella, glaring at him. Another amazing episode, and as you can see, huge cliffhanger. It was so hard not to continue on to episode 7 after this.
Yeah, and the thing is I wish you would have, because I did. So I've seen this twice before, but whenever I got to this episode and I knew that we were going to stop here, I was like, I can't. So I didn't, and I finished it all the way through. This episode is so good. This is probably one of my favorite episodes out of the entire series, because you understand where him and Irie kind of become closer, where she's not just a throwaway character, that she has a storyline in this, and you understand that he's trying to become the bigger man whenever he looks back at her and is like, hey, I'll be okay, basically, I'm fine. And that he didn't catch the killer. He looks at the guy or the girl or whatever, red eyes, hat down. He's like, "You're it right there," and then he goes right back, or you assume he's going right back, right? So
yeah, you see the butterfly, but it doesn't say.
You see the butterfly, and you're like, okay.
But the episode ends before any revival happens.
Yeah. So you see the butterfly, you see the you know what's about to happen. He's about to go back in revival or whatnot. This is one of my favorite episodes of the series. Is right here.
Yeah, dude, major cliffhanger, but
major cliffhanger.
Great episode. A lot more questions being opened instead of answers. Like, so far there's absolutely zero answers, but Junpei's dad's looking real suspicious, but
and that's why I liked about it so much is it fills you just with all these things that could be, and it just leaves you on not just one cliffhanger, but there's multiple cliffhangers to where you're thinking, well, who fucking did it?
Yeah, so this episode sets it up to either be Junpei's dad, still potentially Junpei, although extremely unlikely. The senator or whatever he is, the dude who comes to the pizza shop. We didn't touch on him. We didn't say anything at all about him.
Yeah, but
I can't remember his name, but he's the only other dude that's ever in the pizza shop, according to Irie. He's like a senator or something, or the Japanese equivalent. He's some form of government official for their town.
And it just, I don't know. I fucking brings it all together
Yeah.
to where like you know that he's about to get a second chance, almost like some ReZero shit. He's about to get that second chance.
Yeah. So like,
he can go back.
I think this episode kind of showed that there was a couple things that happened differently. So, one, Kaio's body originally disappeared from the park, they assume, and then it was found when the snow thawed underneath some rubble. This time, Kaio's body, she was presumably already dead in the shed, but for sure dead after someone took her to that freezer. And then her pictures and stuff, they were found much quicker, according to this article this time. So he did change the future in the fact of how things were found and how she died. I think I'm not 100% sure on that.
You know, no, he
more
did,
sudden.
But he definitely bought her an extra day as well.
Yeah, but it's still the same people.
Right? Yeah.
Originally did it, and I think my biggest plot hole, is so far when it comes to episode 6, is you see, what's his name? Juno. What is his name?
Junpei.
The autistic kid, Junpei. Whenever you hear about how Kaio actually died, right? Like, she gets beaten to shit, brought out to the shed. Technically, they leave her out there in the cold. They assume that she died there and brought her body back out to the shed. And then Junpei took her and brought her back and then sprayed water on her.
Oh, he sprayed water, then like waited
till she
30
was
minutes.
cold enough to be brain dead. Like her body was 20 degrees or something like that.
I feel like at that point, like that's kind of a plot hole in my opinion, to where why did they not just say, oh, it was the mother?
Yeah, because in the previous episodes, there's even a scene where the mom and the boyfriend are inside when the police are like knocking on their door, and Kaio's body's inside, motionless, and they're like, "What do we do?"
Yeah.
So like this,
they're like, "Oh shit, what do we do?"
So that's why I thought this one was different. Like it seemed like her parents killed her because her mom was pissed that she had fun at the birthday party accidentally, but somehow somebody else still takes the body.
Yeah, and
the way
in this
I thought
go
about
round, it's like in this go round, you see the scene where, she's lying motionless in the house, and then they bring her back out. Why did you pin it on somebody else when you obviously know it was the mom?
Yeah,
like we knew that she was beating her ass. We knew that she was leaving her out in the shed. Like if she died,
like the mom faced zero repercussions. But I think the only reason the mom didn't, I mean, obviously it was the mom and boyfriend who kickstarted this, no doubt. But like the only reason the mom didn't get repercussions because she was found. Pictures of her body were found in Junpei's dad's restaurant's freezer of her.
Okay, yeah.
And so,
right.
There's already a case built around the mom because she has Child Protective Services on her case. So
in my mind, the potential killers right now are the mom's boyfriend, Junpei's dad, or the senator dude. Or I still am a little suspicious about Kenya. I'm not gonna lie. So those are in my if I were to rate it in most likely to least likely in my head, episode 6 sets Junpei's dad as being main suspect, right? Junpei's last, the senator's second for me, then Kenya being still suspicious is at third, and then I think Kaya's mom's boyfriend is fourth, which I think he would be last if it wasn't for Junpei, because I feel like he's just a fucking idiot. Like, I don't think he'd be smart. Like, he may have killed Kaio in this timeline, but I don't think he was smart enough to get away with multiple kidnappings and murders.
No.
So, like, who knows? It could be none of these guys, but as for me, who's never seen the series before, up to episode 6, those are the most suspicious people.
And see, the crazy thing is, this is the one anime that me and my wife sat down and watched. And she told me on episode 5 who it was.
She told you? And she looked it up and told you, or she just guessed it?
No, she guessed it. She goes, it's this. I'm like, are you fucking serious? The first time that I watched this shit, I was like on my fucking heels the entire fucking time. And she looks at me dead ass in the eyes and goes, "It's blah." I'm like, "You're fucking kidding me." I didn't tell her obviously what it was. I made her wait 12 episodes, but I was like, "You're fucking shitting me." And then now that I look back on it, 3 times I've seen it now, I'm like, "Wow, okay, I get it." So it's fun. I'm glad you haven't seen it all. It's fun to listen to what you think.
I can't wait till next week when I realize that none of those 5 people I just named are it, and it's somebody completely.
It's fun to listen to what you think, and it's fun to hear your thoughts about it, because it's a really good fucking anime in my
It's
opinion.
super
This is
good.
one of my
Only halfway through, but highly suggest watching it. This is definitely
Yeah,
one.
dude.
I would definitely suggest watching it on a day where you can finish it because this is one you're gonna want to finish.
It's
Yeah.
a good rainy day anime.
Yeah,
like
it
you have
has-
the
Yeah,
whole
it
day
is.
off.
And that's
You
I
can finish it that day.
I literally watched it on a rainy day. I started it. Kayla was gone. My wife was gone. She was doing something, and I started it and ended it by the time she got home. And I was like, "Wow, this anime was awesome." And I highly recommend it for those who have not seen an anime yet, first time anime viewers, or even fucking late time anime viewers.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
haven't seen it, give it a watch.
Yeah, dude,
Really
this
fucking
one.
good.
Yeah, this one highly recommend. So far, out of the what we've done, what was
5?
it? Dawn to Dawn, Assassin. What was last week's? Oh, Golden Boy.
That's Golden Boy, and then
Golden
Key
Boy
the Hill
reincarnated
found it,
as
the fifth one.
Yeah, so this one has been by far the best. Golden Boy being second. We've only done 4, so this isn't a very comprehensive list, but
King of the Hill. King of the Hill.
yeah, King of the Hill. But that episode's unfortunately lost to time.
No, that's not the one that's lost to time.
Yes, it is.
It was Aristocrat.
No, Aristocrat had no audio, but there's still the video. But King of the Hill didn't get saved.
So this is the third anime that we've done.
Well, no, I still have the Aristocrat one on YouTube. It's just I put in the description. Sorry for the fucked up audio. I'd skip this one.
Dude,
I do like the difference with those.
So we have 3.
Hey, I still got all the notes. If we want to refilm it, we can refilm it.
We can.
I would rewatch it.
I'm not rewatching it, but
I
don't mind autistically ranting for 45 minutes about all my notes.
No, you have the notes. That's the work done. You're good.
Yeah, but yeah, this one so far has by far been the best.
That one.
Yeah.
This is by far. Watch it if you haven't seen it. Please do. If I've ever given out a bigger suggestion, this is the one.
Yeah, I could easily see this one breaking into my top 10, and when I'm done.
I really think, I think Bree would like it.
Yeah, I gave her a brief description of it when we were coming back from dinner tonight, and she said, "Oh, I might check it out." So maybe I'll rewatch the first 6 with her and see if she's as keen-eyed as Kayla, and see if she can guess who the killer is. Because I genuinely still have no clue. It could be literally anybody introduced so far, and I'd be like, oh, "Okay, I could see that."
That shit pissed me off.
Obviously, besides his mom, I think she is. She's for sure safe as not being the killer.
She fucking looked at me and goes, "Say it's blah," and I'm like, "What the fuck, dude? This fucking I'm done watching this again then, because I don't want to watch it again. Fuck you. That pissed me off so bad."
Yeah,
Elizabeth enjoyed it so much. She rewatched it throughout the week, and
hopefully
Liz
she'll
got
be
to
able
be
to
on
join us
the
next
next
week.
one.
Yeah,
she was so excited just seeing it.
Hey,
we
can do it at any time, so she can be here next week.
Yeah, whenever y'all want to do it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I'm pretty sure she's clear. But
next week, one of us didn't watch the first episode of Dawn to Dawn. So next week we're gonna cover the last 6 episodes of Erased and cover the first 2 episodes of Dawn to Dawn season 2. For anybody who didn't watch last week's pod, we're gonna cover like first 6 episodes of whatever anime we choose, and then 1 episode a week of an additional anime, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So if you got any suggestions, like always, leave them in the comments of YouTube. Drop us a DM on Twitch if that's a thing. Once again, YouTube channel is called SideQuest Trio. Spaces in between each word. Yeah, we'll catch y'all next week. And thanks for anybody who watched.
Drop a comment. Who do you think it is?
Yes,
6 episodes
please.
in.
Watch the first 6 episodes. Let us know.
Yes, please comment and let us know. But comment after tomorrow so I can finish the next 6 episodes.
No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. But yeah, we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
See ya. Peace.
Yeah.